नमस्कार। माइंस एक्ट का 9th चैप्टर का वीडियो में आप सबको वेलकम करता हूं। मैं रथिन विश्वास ह्यूमन रिसोर्स डेवलपमेंट सेंटर गुरुकुल की तरफ से ये जो प्रयास है डिफरेंट स्टैट्यूटरी एग्जाम्स जो अपीयर करने वाला है उनके लिए सैम्पल क्वेश्चन आंसर के साथ माइंस एक्ट की ये सीरीज की आज 9th वीडियो में आप सबको मैं वेलकम करता हूं। आप सब जानते हैं हम लोग इससे पहले 8 वीडियो में माइंस एक्ट की 8 अलग अलग चैप्टर्स के वीडियो बना चुके हैं, वो अपलोड हो चुके हैं। ये 9th चैप्टर पेनल्टीज एंड प्रोसीड्योर सेक्शन 63 to 81 इस सेक्शन को लेकर के आज हम लोग हाजिर हुए। चलिए शुरू करते हैं इस चैप्टर 9 की वीडियो। पेनल्टी एंड प्रोसीड्योर्स में जो अलग अलग सेक्शन हैं बाकी वीडियो की तरह इस वीडियो में भी हम लोग देख लेंगे हर एक सेक्शंस का नाम क्या है अलग अलग सेक्शन का। उसके बाद उस सेक्शन का डिटेलिंग करेंगे, फिर कुछ सैंपल क्वेश्चन आंसर बात करेंगे। सेक्शन 63 अब्स्ट्रैक्शन पेनल्टीज प्रोसीड्योर सब्सट्रैक्शंस में क्या होगा उसका। सेक्शन 64 फॉल्सिफिकेशन ऑफ रिकॉर्ड में क्या पेनल्टी प्रोसीड्यूर रहेगा उसी के ऊपर है। सेक्शन 65 यूज ऑफ फॉल्स सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ फिटनेस, अगर फिटनेस का फॉल्स सर्टिफिकेट देगा तो उसका क्या पेनल्टीज है। सेक्शन 66 ओमिशन टू फर्निश प्लान etc। 67 contravention of provisions regarding employment of labor। 68 penalty of employment of persons below 18 years age। 69 फेलियर टू अपॉइंट मैनेजर, अगर मैनेजर को अपॉइंट करने में फेल करते हैं कोई माइंस तो उसको क्या पेनल्टी रहेगा वो। सेक्शन 70 नोटिस ऑफ एक्सीडेंट, इसके ऊपर पेनल्टीज प्रोसीजर है। 71 ओनर etc टू रिपोर्ट चीफ इंस्पेक्टर इन सर्टेन केस। सेक्शन 72 obligations of persons employed in mine। 72A special provision for contravention of certain regulations। 72B special provision of contravention of order under section 22। section 72C special provision for contravention of law with dangerous result। 73 general provision of disobedience of others। 74 enhanced penalty after previous conviction। 75 prosecution of owner, agent and manager। 76 determination of owner in certain cases। 77 exemption of owner, agent or manager in certain cases। 78 power of court to make orders। 79 limitation of prosecution। 80 congruence of offense। 81 reference to committee in lieu of prosecution in certain cases। आइए हम लोग इसका और डिटेल जानते हैं। सबसे पहले 63 obstruction, whenever obstruction of the chief inspector and inspector or any person authorized under section 8 in discharge of his duty under this act refuse of willingly neglects to avoid the chief inspector or inspector or such any reason or such person any reasonable facilities for making any entry, inspection, examination or inquiry authorized with under this act in relation with any mine shall be punishable with imprisonment term which may extend to 3 months or with fine which may extend to 500 rupees or both। ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन केस में चीफ इंस्पेक्टर, इंस्पेक्टर और अदर पर्सन जिनको सेक्शन 8 में ऑथराइज किया जाता है, इन लोगों को अगर एंट्री में, इंस्पेक्शन में, एग्जामिनेशन में अगर कोई ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन किया जाता है, बाधा दिया जाता है, तो उनको 3 महीने तक जेल का सजा हो सकता है या 500 रुपये फाइन या दोनों भी हो सकता है। Whoever refused to produce on demand of the chief inspector or any register or other document kept in presence of this act prevents or attempt to prevent or does anything which he has reasonable to believe to be likely to prevent any persons from appearing before or being examined by an inspecting officer acting in presence of his duties under this act shall be punishable with fine which may extend to 300 rupees. कोई डॉक्यूमेंट रजिस्टर्स अगर नहीं प्रोड्यूस करता है उस केस में 300 रुपीज की फाइन है। फॉल्सिफिकेशन ऑफ रिकॉर्ड्स, अगर रिकॉर्ड फॉल्स दिया जाता है उस केस में क्या होगा? व्हेनेवर counterfolios or knowingly make a false statement in any certificate or any official copy of certificate granted under this act or knowingly use as true as such counterfeit or false certificate or make or produces or use any false declaration, statement or evidence knowing the same to be false or purpose of obtaining for himself or for any other persons a certificate or the renewal of certificate under this act or any employment in mind or falsify any plan, section, register, record, maintenance of which is required by or under this act or produces before any authority such false plan, section, register or record knowing the same to be false or makes, gives or delivers any plan, notice, return, record, report containing a statement entirely or detail which is not to the best of his knowledge or belief true shall be punishable with imprisonment of a term which may extend to 3 months or with fine which may extend to 1000 rupees or with both. We false record, office copy या false statement, false certificate, काउंटर फॉल्स पार्ट या कोई प्लान सेक्शन फॉल्स प्रोड्यूस करने से इसको पनिशमेंट 3 महीने तक का सजा हो सकता है, जेल हो सकता है या 1000 रुपया का जरिमाना या दोनों हो सकता है। नेक्स्ट सेक्शन, यूज ऑफ फॉल्स सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ फिटनेस। Whoever knowingly use or attempt to use as a certificate of fitness granted himself under section 43, a certificate granted to another person under that section or having granted a certificate of fitness to himself under that section knowingly allows it to be used or allows an attempt to use it to be made by another person shall be punishable with imprisonment of a term which may extend to 1 month or with fine which may extend to 200 rupees or both। अगर फॉल्स फिटनेस सर्टिफिकेट जो सेक्शन 43 के अंडर की जरूरत है ये खुद यूज करे या किसी और को, तो उस केस में 1 महीने तक की इम्प्रिजमेंट, जेल हो सकता है या 200 रुपये का फाइन या दोनों हो सकता है। Omission to furnish plan etc. Any person who, without reasonable excuse, the burden of providing which shall lie upon him, omits to make or furnish in prescribed form or manner or at or with the prescribed time, any plan, section, return, notice, register, record, or report required by or under this act to be made or furnished shall be punishable with a fine which may extend to 1000 rupees. अगर प्लान सेक्शन रिटर्न रिपोर्ट्स की कुछ ओमिट किया जाता है नॉइंगफुली तो उस केस में 1000 रुपया का फाइन हो सकता है. Contravention of provisions regarding employment of labor. Whoever, save as permitted by section 38, contravenes any provision of this act or any regulation, rule, bylaws, or any order made thereunder, prohibiting, restricting, or regulating the employment or presence of persons in or about a mine shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 months or with fine may extend to 1000 rupees or both. एम्प्लॉयमेंट प्रोविजंस का अगर कंट्रवेशन होता है तो उस केस में 3 मंथ्स का जेल और 1000 रुपये का जुर्माना और दोनों भी हो सकता है. पेनल्टी फॉर एम्प्लॉयमेंट ऑफ पर्सन्स बिलो 18 ईयर्स. अगर कोई चाइल्ड लेबर जैसे कोई एडल्ट नहीं है इसको एम्प्लॉयमेंट करते हैं उस केस में क्या होगा. इफ ए पर्सन बिलो 18 ईयर ऑफ एज इज एम्प्लॉयड इन ए माइन in contravention of section 40, the owner, agent or manager of such mine shall be punishable with fine which may extend to 500 rupees. 18 years के जो बिलो हैं सेक्शन 40 में जैसे डिफाइन किया हुआ है अप्रेंटिस या ट्रेनिंग छोड़ करके इनको अब 18 इयर्स का बिलो अपॉइंटमेंट नहीं किया जाएगा. अगर ये करते हैं तो 500 रुपीज तक की फाइन हो सकता है. फेलियर टू अपॉइंट मैनेजर. सेक्शन 17 के जो मैनेजर अपॉइंट करना है अगर कोई माइंस अपॉइंट नहीं करते हैं तो क्या होगा. whoever in contravention of the provision of section 70 shall to appoint a manager shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 months or with a fine which may extend to 2500 rupees or both. अगर सेक्शन 17 के हिसाब से कोई मैनेजर रिक्रूटमेंट नहीं होता है तो उस केस में 3 महीने का जेल या 2500 रुपये तक की फाइन या दोनों हो सकता है. नोटिस ऑफ एक्सीडेंट. Whoever, in contravention of the provision of subsection 1 of section 23, fails to give notice of any accidental occurrence or to post a copy of notice on a special notice board referred in that subsection and to keep it in there for a period specified shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 months or with fine which may extend to 500 rupees or both. सेक्शन 23 सबसेक्शन ऑन में जो नोटिस देना है एक्सीडेंट्स का अगर उसमें नहीं दिया जाता है या उसको स्पेशल नोटिस बोर्ड में पोस्ट नहीं किया जाता है उतना दिन के लिए स्पेसिफिक पीरियड के लिए जो रखा है वो नहीं रखते हैं तो उस केस में 3 महीने का जेल या 500 रुपये तक फाइन या दोनों हो सकता है. Whoever in contravention of a direction made by central government under subsection 3 fails to record the prescribed register to give notice of any accident occur shall be punishable with imprisonment in term which may extend to 3 months or with a fine which may extend to 500 rupees or both. अगर जो रिकॉर्ड जो रखना है उसका रिकॉर्ड भी सबसेक्शन 3 के हिसाब से जो रिकॉर्ड रखना है उस रिकॉर्ड भी अगर नहीं रखते हैं तब भी 3 महीने का जेल या 500 रुपये तक की फाइन हो सकता है. Owner etc to report chief inspector in certain case. Whenever the owner, agent or manager of a mine, as the case may be, has taken Proceedings under this Act against any persons employed in or about a mine in respect of an offence under this Act, he shall within 21 days from the date of judgment or order of the court report the result thereof to Chief Inspector. अगर कोई ऑनर एजेंट और मैनेजर किसी केस की प्रोसीडिंग्स करते हैं इस एक्ट के अंडर, तो ये 21 डेज के अंदर जजमेंट की और ऑर्डर की कॉपी जो है इसको रिजल्ट चीफ इंस्पेक्टर्स को भेजना है. Obligation of persons employed in mine. No persons employed in mine shall willfully interfere with or misuse any appliance, convenience of other thing provided in a mine for the purpose of securing health, safety or welfare of the person employed therein. willfully कोई इसको इंटरफेयर नहीं करेगा, मिसयूज नहीं करेगा. willfully and without reasonable cause don't do anything likely to endanger himself or other. Willfully neglect to make us any appliance as other thing provided in the mine for the purpose of securing health or safety of the persons employed therein. तो लोग willfully ये सब काम ना करें. सेक्शन 72A बता रहे हैं, इस प्रोसीड्यूर्स बता रहे हैं. सेक्शन 22A स्पेशल प्रोविजन फॉर कंट्रवेशन ऑफ सर्टेन रेगुलेशन. whoever contravenes any provision of any regulation or any bylaws or any order made thereunder relating to matter specified in clause D, L, M, N, O, P, R, S and U of section 7 shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 6 months or with fine which may extend to 200 rupees or with both. A special provision contravention regulation a special provision of contravention under section 22. Whoever continues to work in a mine in contravention of any order issued under subsection 1A, subsection 2 or subsection 3 of section 22, under subsection 2 of subsection 22 shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 2 years and shall also be liable to fine which may extend to 500 rupees, provided that in absence of special or adequate reasons to the country to be recorded in writing in judgment of court, such fine shall not be less than 2000 rupees, 5000, and minimum fine 2000 से 5000 की हो सकता है. Section 72C Special provisions of contravention with law with dangerous result. Whoever contravenes any provision of act or regulation, rule, bylaws of any order made under subsection 1A or subsection 2, subsection 3 of section 22 under subsection 2, subsection 22A shall be punishable in such contravention result to loss of life with imprisonment which may extend to 2 years or fine which may extend to 5000 rupees or both, or
If such contravention result to serious bodily injury with imprisonment which may extend to 1 year or with fine may extend to 3,000 rupees or with both. If such contravention otherwise causes injury or danger to persons employed in the mine or other persons in or about mine with imprisonment which may extend to 3 months or with fine which may extend to 1,000 rupees or both, provided that in absence of special or adequate reasons to the country to be recorded in writing in the judgment of the court, such fine in case of contravention refers in clause A shall not be less than 3,000 rupees. अगर सेक्शन 22 ए में जो प्रोविजंस दिया हुआ है उसको कंट्रीब्यूशन के चलते किसी का लाइफ लॉस होता है तो 2 साल का सजा या 5,000 रुपये का जुर्माना। अगर सीरियस बॉडीली इंजरी होता है तो 1 साल का सजा 3,000 का जुर्माना और अदर कोई इंजरी होता है तो 3 मंथ्स का सजा या 1,000 रुपीज़ का जुर्माना हो सकता है या दोनों हो सकता है ऑल द केसेस। और कोई स्पेशल एविडेंस नहीं होने से अगर ऐसा कुछ है और इस टाइप का कंट्रीब्यूशन होता है क्लॉज ए में तो 3,000 से कम जुर्माना नहीं होगा। Where a persons have been convicted under the section is again convicted thereunder shall be punishable with double punishment provided in subsection 1। कुछ ऐसे कंडीशन हो जहाँ पे ये रिपीट कन्विक्शन है तो सबसेक्शन ऑन में जो पनिशमेंट है उसके डबल होगा। एनी कोर्ट imposing or confirming an appeal, revision, or otherwise a sentence of fine passed under this section may, when passing judgment, order the whole or part of the fine recovered to be paid as compensation to the person injured or in case of his death his legal representative। तो अगर कोर्ट इस टाइप का कुछ इम्प्रेसमेंट या फाइन्स जो ग्रांट करेगा उसका कंपेंसेशन के उस पर पर्सन कंसर्न जो इंजर्ड पर्सन कंसर्न या डेथ केस में उसका जो लीगल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स रहेंगे उनको ये प्रोवाइड किया जाएगा। प्रोवाइडेड दैट इफ द फाइन इज इम्पोज्ड इन केस of which is subject to appeal, no such payment shall be made before the period allowed for presenting the appeal has elapsed, or if an appeal has been presented before the decision of the appeal। और ई फाइन का जो पार्ट्स दिया जाएगा वो अगर अपील करते हैं तो अपील जब तक खत्म नहीं होगा प्रोसेस नहीं होगा तब तक इसको नहीं दिया जाएगा या जब तक अपील करने का टाइम है तब तक इसको नहीं दिया जाएगा। General provision of disobedience of others. Whenever contravenes any provisions of the Act or any regulation, rule, bylaws, or any order made thereunder for the contravention of which no penalty is herein before provided or shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may be extended to 3 months or with fine which may extend to 1,000 rupees or both। जिस क्लॉज से जिस सेक्शंस के बारे में प्रोविजंस यहाँ पे नहीं दिया हुआ है पेनल्टी स्पेसिफाई नहीं किया हुआ है तो उस कंट्रीब्यूशन होने से 3 महीने तक जेल या 1,000 रुपीज का फाइन या दोनों हो सकता है। एनहांस पेनल्टी आफ्टर प्रीवियस कन्विक्शन। If any person who has been convicted for an offence punishable under any of the foregoing provisions other than section 72B or C is again convicted of an offence committed within 2 years of previous conviction and involving a contravention of the same provision, he shall be punishable for each subsequent conviction with double the punishment to which he would have been liable for the first conviction of such provision. अगर 2 साल के अंदर कोई पेनल्टीज कुछ कन्विक्शन होता है 2 साल के अंदर अगेन सेम काम करते हैं सेम प्रॉब्लम सेम नेग्लिजेंसी देन द पनिशमेंट जो है ये डबल होगा प्रिकॉशन prosecution of owner agent or manager no prosecution shall be instituted against any owner agent or manager of any offence under this act except at the instance of chief inspector or of the district magistrate or of any inspector authorized in this behalf by general or special order in writing by chief inspector provided that the chief inspector or the district magistrate or the inspector as so authorized shall before instituting such prosecution satisfy himself that the owner agent or manager had failed to exercise all due diligence to prevent the commission of such offence provided further that in respect of an offence committed in the course of the technical directions and management of a mine, the district magistrate shall not institute any prosecution against an owner, agent, or manager without approval of the chief inspector. So, ये ओनर एजेंट एंड मैनेजर्स के अगेंस्ट में जो पुलिस केस नहीं होगा उसके लिए प्रोटेक्शंस के लिए केवल चीफ इंस्पेक्टर डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट और इंस्पेक्टर अथराइज्ड है और अगर टेक्निकल डायरेक्शंस या मैनेजमेंट ऑफ माइंस के अगर इस टाइप का कुछ प्रॉब्लम है तो वो डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट भी ये पावर एक्सरसाइज नहीं कर सकते हैं उसमें केवल चीफ इंस्पेक्टर्स के ही अप्रूवल चाहिए Determination of owner in certain cases. Where the owner of mine is farm or other association of individuals, all or any of the partners or members thereof, or where the owner of mine is company, all or any of the directors thereof, where the owner of mine is government, or any local authority, as the case may be, to manage the affair of the mine may be prosecuted and punished under this act for any offence of which the owner of the mine is punishable, provided that where a farm, association, or company has given notice in writing to the chief inspector that it has nominated in case of farm any of its partner or managers, in case of association any of its member or managers, in case of company any of its directors or managers who is resident in each case in any place of which this act extend and who is in each case either in fact in charge of the management and holds the largest number of shares in such firm, association or company to assume the responsibility of the owner or the mine for the purpose of this act. Such partner, member, director or manager as case may be shall so long as he continue to so resides and be in charge and hold the largest number of shares as aforesaid be deemed to be the owner of purpose of this act unless a notice in writing cancel his nomination or stating that he has ceased to be the partner member director or manager as case may be is received by chief inspector फार्म के लिए या कंपनी एसोसिएशंस के लिए जो ओनर है ओनर को डिफाइन किया जाएगा और जब तक उनको टर्मिनेशन नोटिस नहीं जाएगा तब तक उनको ओनर हिसाब से ही काउंट होगा explanation where firm association or company has different establishment or branches or different units of any establishment or branch, different persons may be nominated under this provision in relation to different establishment or branches or unit, and the person so nominated shall be with respect only to the establishment, branch or unit in relation to which he has been nominated, deemed to be owner of the mine. अगर ऐसा कोई कंपनी एसोसिएशन ऑफ फार्म है जिसका नंबर ऑफ एस्टेब्लिशमेंट है, नंबर ऑफ ब्रांचेस है, तो उसमें जिसको जिस माइंस के लिए ओनर डिक्लेयर किया जाएगा वो डायरेक्टेड वो भी नॉमिनेटेड ओनर के हिसाब से काउंट होंगे. Exemption of owner, agent or manager in certain case, where the owner, agent or manager of a mine accused of any offense under this act allege that another person who is actual offender, he shall be entitled upon complaint made by him in this behalf or in his furnishing the known address of actual offender and on giving to the prosecutor not less than 3 clear days notice in writing of his intention is to do so, to have that other persons brought before the court on the date appointing from the hearing of case, and if after the commission of the offence has been proved, the owner, agent or manager of the mine, as case may be, proves to the satisfaction to court that he has used due diligence to enforce the execution of the relevant provision of this act, and that the person committed the offence in question without his knowledge, consent, or connivance, the said other person shall be convicted of the offence and shall be liable to be like punishment as if he were the owner, agent, or manager of the mine, and the owner, agent, or manager, as case may be, shall be acquitted. अगर ओनर एजेंट मैनेजर के जो भी पर्सन्स है वो उनको नॉइंगली कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुआ था, दूसरा किसी ने उसके लिए जिम्मेदार है, अगर ओनर एजेंट मैनेजर इसको प्रूव करते हैं तो जो एक्यूज पर्सन है उनके ऊपर ही ये पनिशमेंट जाएगा और इनको एक्विटेड किया जाएगा. Provided that the owner, agent, or manager of the mine, as the case may be, may examine on oath and his evidence that any witness who he calls in support shall be subject to cross-examination by or on behalf of the person he allies as the actual offender and by the prosecutor, if in spite of due diligence of the persons alleged as the actual offender cannot be brought before the court on the date of appointment for the hearing of the case, the court shall adjourn from the hearing thereof from the time to time, so however that the total period of such adjournment does not exceed 3 months, and if by end of said period the person's lives at the actual offender cannot be brought before the court shall proceed to hear the case against the owner, agent or manager as case may be. 3 महीने के अंदर उस पर्सन को कोर्ट के सामने हाजिर नहीं किया जा सकता है, उस केस में ओनर, एजेंट और मैनेजर के अगेंस्ट में ही कोर्ट केस शुरू कर सकते हैं. पावर ऑफ कोर्ट टू मेक ऑर्डर. Whether the owner, agent, or manager of the mine is convicted of an offence punishable under this Act, the court may, in addition to awarding him any punishment by order in writing, requires him within a period specified in order, which may be extended by the court from time to time on application made in this behalf, to take such measures as may be so specified for remedying the matter in respect of which the offence was committed. Whether an order is made under subsection 1, the owner, agent, or manager of the mine, as case may be, shall not be liable under this act in respect of continuance of the offence during the period or extended period if any, but if on expiry of such period or executed period the order of the court has not been fully complied with, the owner, agent, or manager, as case may be, shall be deemed to have committed a further offence and shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 6 months or with fine which may extend to 100 rupees for every day after such expiry on which the order has not been complied with, or with both. कोर्ट ऑर्डर कर सकते हैं, कोर्ट ऑर्डर के अगर एजेंट मैनेजर नहीं मानते हैं, उसको ओवरलुक करते हैं, उस पीरियड खत्म होने के बाद उसको अगेन माना जाएगा, जो पनिशेबल ऑफेंस है वो माना जाएगा, और 6 मंथ तक का जेल या जितना दिन ये डिले होगा हर दिन 100 रुपीज करके इसका फाइन बढ़ सकता है या दोनों हो सकता है। Limitation of prosecution. No court shall take consequences of any offence under this act unless complaint thereof has been made. Complaint नहीं किया जाता है किस पीरियड में, within 6 months of the date of which the offence is alleged to have been committed, or within 6 months of date of which alleged commission of the offence come to the knowledge of the inspector. 6 महीने के अंदर अगर ये नहीं करता है तो उसको प्रोसिक्यूट नहीं किया जा सकता है। और in case in which acquaintance is or was public servant and previous sanction of central government or state government or any other authority is necessary for taking consequence of the offence under any law for the time being forced within 3 months of date on which such sanction is received by the chief inspector। सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की अथॉरिटीज कोई पब्लिक सर्वेंट है तो उसका जिसके प्रीवियस सैंक्शन ज़रूरत है सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट या स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से, सैंक्शन मिलने का 3 मंथ्स के अंदर। Or in case of court of inquiry has been appointed by central government under section 24 within 1 year after the date of publication of the refer in section 4 of that section, whichever is later. Explanation for the purpose of section. In case of continuing offence, the period of limitation shall be computed with a reference of every point of time during which the offence continues. Where for performance of any act, time has been extended under this act, the period of limitation shall be computed from the expiry of the extended period. Cognizance of offence. No court interferes to that of metropolitan magistrate or judicial magistrate of first class shall try any offence under this act which is alleged to have been committed by any owner, agent, or manager of a mine, or any offence which by this act made punishable with imprisonment. 81. Reference of committee in lieu of prosecution in certain case. If court try any case instituted that the instance of chief inspector or district magistrate or any inspector under this act is opinion that the case is one of which should be in lieu of prosecution be referred to the committee, it may stay the criminal proceedings and report the matter to central government with a view of such reference being made. On receipt of a report under subsection 1, the central government may refer the case to committee or may direct the court to proceed with the trial. दिस वाज द सेक्शंस। ये सेक्शंस था हमारा 9th चैप्टर में। आइए हम लोग कुछ सैम्पल क्वेश्चन जानते हैं। Whoever obstructs the chief inspector or inspector in discharge of his duty under the Mines Act, inspection, examination, or inquiry authorized by or under this Act in relation of any mine shall be punishable with option A, imprisonment of terms which may extend to 3 months, or option B, with fine which may extend to 500 rupees, option C, both A and B, option D, A or B or C. Correct answer is A or B or C. You can see it in the section 63. Next, whoever refused to produce of any demand of chief inspector or any register under the Mines Act shall be punishable. Imprisonment in terms of which may extend to 3 months, with fines which may extend to 300 rupees, both A and B, or A or C. Option B, the fine which may extend to 300 rupees. I can see it in section 63 2. Next, whoever makes, gives, or delivers any plan, written, notice, record, or report containing a statement, entry, or title which is not to be based of his knowledge or belief true shall be punishable with imprisonment of terms which may extend to 3 months, with fines which may extend to 1000 rupees, both A and B. Option D, A, B, or C. Correct answer is option D, A, B, or C. We can see it in section 40, 64, falsification of record. 64E. Next, whoever knowingly use a false certificate of fitness granted to himself under section 43 shall be punishable with imprisonment in terms which may extend to 1 month, with fine which may extend to 200 rupees, both A and B. Option D, A, B, or C. Option D. You can find it in section 65. Any person who omit any plan or section required to submit under the Mines Act shall be punishable with fine which may extend to 1000 rupees, imprisonment in terms of which may extend to 1 month, imprisonment in terms of which may extend to 3 months, fine which may extend to 100 rupees. Option A, fine which may extend to 1000 rupees. You can see it in section 66. If a person below dash years of age is employed in a mine, the owner, agent, or manager of such mine shall be punishable under the Mines Act 18, 16, 20, 19. Correct answer is 18. Section 68. If the person below 18 years of age is employed in a mine, the owner, agent, or manager of such mine shall be punishable with fine which may extend to 500 rupees, fine which may extend to 1000 rupees, fine which may extend to 5000 rupees, fine which may extend to 100 rupees. Correct answer is fine which may extend to 500 rupees. You can see it in section 68. Whoever fails to appoint manager as per section 17 of the Mines Act shall be punishable with imprisonment of terms which may extend to 3 months, with the fine which may extend to 2500 rupees, both A and B. Correct. Option D, A or B or C. Option D is the correct answer. You can see it in section 69. थैंक यू, आपने हमारा ये वीडियो देखा। इसमें और भी कुछ सैम्पल क्वेश्चन हो सकते हैं, ये जस्ट सैम्पल है। आप और भी इसको डिटेल पढ़ेंगे, देखेंगे। और हमारा ये जो वीडियो सीरीज़ है, इस सीरीज़ की पुराना वीडियोस अगर आप देखना है तो आप चैनल के जो अलग वीडियो रखा हुआ है उसमें आप देख सकते हैं। हम लोग ने कुछ ऑनलाइन सेशन रखेंगे। तो लास्ट ईयर क्वेश्चन जो है उस क्वेश्चन का आंसर हम लोग जानेंगे। लाइव क्लास सेशन होगा। अगर आप इंटरेस्टेड है इस क्लास को अटेंड करने के लिए तो ज़रूर HRDC में आप इन्फॉर्म करें और आपका जो व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप बना हुआ है उस ग्रुप में ज़रूर रिस्पॉन्स करें। आप सबको अच्छा रिजल्ट विश करते हैं। ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर दिस एग्ज़ाम। और HRDC की तरफ से मैं सबको धन्यवाद देता हूँ। आप इस वीडियोस देखे हैं और आशा करते हैं आपका ये जो एग्ज़ाम है ये और भी अच्छा से हो। थैंक यू।